Hello guys, welcome to another session. So here in this video, we are going to discuss how you're going to handle questions related to leadership in administration. Leadership in administration. Okay. See, when we talk about leadership, it's one of the most important qualities for a civil servant because as a leader, you will be responsible for guiding teams, managing various projects, and making decisions that impact the lives of many people. So they will be checking your leadership skill, the team management skill, the ability to stay calm under pressure, the ability to take decision, the ability to manage the team who are from different diverse sectors and sections, right? So the board will often ask leadership related questions to assess your ability to lead with empathy, vision. A leader should have a vision and integrity. You need to show extreme integrity here and how well you can inspire and motivate the team members. So these are again will be checked, from these questions. And in my interviews, my friends' interviews, my mentees' interviews, several questions about leadership has been asked because that's where you are going to become in future, right? So that's what I have understood. It's very important not only to talk about your past leadership experience, but also you need to demonstrate how those experience will help you, in your role as a civil servant in future. So you might have led a team as a, maybe a college union chairman, or you might have part of a cricket team and you might be the captain of the team. So those experiences you can definitely talk about, but it's not only about those experience, how those experience actually gonna help you in future, what all things that you have learned over there, and that how you are going to use it in future as a civil servant. This is how you need to make that connection, and this is how you need to answer. I'll give you the framework and everything. Don't worry about that. Just need to blindly follow that and make it your own. That you just need to personalize the structure. Otherwise, it's something which is very easy. So once you know what the board is expecting from you, then deliver the same, right? So when answering questions related to leadership, it's very important that you need to highlight the key qualities that are essential for a leader and a civil servant. So what are the qualities that we are looking for? We are looking for your decision-making capacity, decision-making ability. As a civil servant or as a leader, you will definitely have to make decisions that affect the public. And that too, you are taking decisions mostly under pressure also. And the ability to make informed decision, ethical decision, quick decision, rational decision, practical decision, very well thoughtful decision is very crucial. Right. Coming to empathy. Good leaders understand the needs and concerns of people they serve. You will understand, you need to understand and need to accommodate. So as a civil servant, your ability to empathize with different sections of society, especially the vulnerables, will help you to make more informed and compassionate decisions. See, guys, every word that I'm using are very important, right? So it should be there in your mind. You need to repeatedly watch this and make it in your mind. Team management. Civil servants, if you see, often lead the teams of government officials, local authorities, and other stakeholders will also be part of it. So the ability to delegate tasks, delegation is very important. You cannot do anything. In fact, you are not doing to do anything. You are mostly coordinating only. Manage people effectively and create a cohesive team environment is very important. So team management skill. Now, inspiring others. Leaders must be able to inspire and motivate those around them to work towards a common goal. So in administration, this means inspiring your team to work efficiently and motivating the communities to engage with the government initiatives. For example, in general administration, an IAS officer working in a rural development project must demonstrate the ability to manage teams across different government departments, inspire local leaders to implement policies effectively, and ensure that the needs of rural communities, the local communities, are addressed with empathy and compassion. When it comes to IPS, leadership is again equally or most very important when managing the police forces or dealing with sensitive issues like public protest. As an IPS officer, your leadership would be definitely tested in situations where maintaining the team morale, ensuring discipline of the team, and protecting public safety are top priorities. For instance, if there is a situation of law and order breakdown, if there is a public protest or something which is going on, the ability to make quick, immediate decision, practical decision, ensure that your team follows the protocol and communicate effectively with the public will be very critical. So all these things need to be there, and your answer will come with different methods. Already I have discussed this method, STAR method, right? If you remember. So when answering questions related to leadership, the structure that you can follow is a STAR method. So STAR method is situation, task, action, result. Right, previously also I discussed about this, so I'll quickly go with this. When we talk about the situation, begin by describing the situation where you had to take a leadership role. So provide the context to help the panel to understand the challenge you face. Then you can talk about, the task or the objective that you're working towards. What was your role in addressing the situation? Then describe the specific actions you took as a leader. How did you manage the team? How you solve the problems or motivate others to achieve the goal? That's the action part. And then finally, the result. You need to explain the result of your leadership. What was the outcome and how did your leadership contribute to achieving success? And then what was your learning also from this? Right. So, for example, if you are asked about leadership experience in project management, you might say, like, as I give you an example here. Okay. So, as part of a community development program, I was assigned to lead a team responsible for implementing water conservation project in a drought-prone area. So, the situation you mentioned. This is an example for you to understand. Now I need to talk about the task, right? STAR method. So my task was to ensure that the project was completed on time while also engaging the local community to participate in the initiative. So task. Then I organized regular meetings with the team, delegated responsibilities, worked closely with local leaders to encourage community involvement. That's the action part. So as a result, the project was completed ahead of schedule, and we saw 30% increase in water conservation efforts due to active community participation. That's the result. So in my interviews, again, I talk about this, the same STAR method is what I've used whenever I have faced this leadership question. Talk about the situation, talk about the task and the action and the result, and the learning also you need to incorporate. So that's how you can answer the leadership question. So I give you an example from law enforcement side, right? So leadership in law enforcement, if you see, particularly in IPS, right? So require unique set of skills. The core leadership quality like decision making and empathy that remain the same in any leadership question, but there are some specific challenges that an IPS officer face, especially in high the public protest or law and order situation, the high pressure situation which is there. So how to lead during a crisis, how to maintain discipline, that fostering community relations, all these need to be looked into, right? In situations like riots, public protest, or natural disasters, an IPS officer must, should be, he have to make quick decisions because there's a crisis situation. So practical decision, quick decision, immediate decision to maintain the law and order, but at the same time protecting the citizens' rights. So leadership in these moments is very important, and that involves not only managing the police force, but also ensuring that the public safety is maintained without excessive use of force. So you are focusing on public safety and you are not, using force against the public, right? Unless it's a very critical law and order situation or a riot situation, only to de-escalate the tension or the violence you'll be using the force. Coming to this one, maintaining discipline. As a leader, you must ensure that your police force operate with integrity and discipline. If they are left to do whatever they want to, then total chaos will be there. So this include when we talk about maintaining discipline within the force, that dealing with issues of corruption, misconduct, and ensuring that all officers follow proper procedures, right? And again, a good IPS officer work to build trust between the police force and community. Very important. You have a force that you control. At the same time, you need to build the trust of the community. That will help in preventing crimes. They will inform any such instances also. So this is particularly important in areas where there may be tension between law enforcement and local population. Build the trust. Leading initiatives like you can promote community policing, transparency, and open dialogue are very essential. For example, if you are asked, about a situation where you had to lead a police force during a public protest. I've already discussed this example a couple of times. So you know now what the structure, right? So during a public protest that was turning volatile, violent, what is the primary responsibility? Clearly tell that that's maintaining law and order. As an IPS officer, as a leader, you need to maintain law and order, but at the same time, ensure that the rights of the protesters are also respected. So you need to brief your team. So I briefed my team on maintaining restraint and following protocol, and I initiated dialogue with the protest leaders to de-escalate the situation. Right? So as a result, the protest was managed peacefully without any incidents of violence. In case if there is a violence, I know how to use the force, but that will be proportional. That will be only to de-escalate the violence or not to make it escalated. And the community's trust in the police force was also maintained. In one of my interview also, in couple of my interview also, I was asked about questions related to IPS because my preference was IPS. So how I lead my team in a crisis situation, whether we're conflicting orders from the political leaders. So basically, you will emphasize the importance of following the law and maintaining public safety. That's what you do. So explaining that your first responsibility would be to protect citizens and ensure that the police force act with integrity and discipline. So guys, each and every words that I use here, why I'm using these is specifically planned that it will inject things in your mind and you will also start using these words. That makes a lot of difference. You cannot simply give a random answer, right? Again, when we talk about general administration, in general administration leadership most often involve managing complex projects, right? Coordinating between different government departments, that's a big task, and working closely with local communities, right? So see, whether you are working on infrastructure development or a social sector or welfare initiative, effective leadership involves managing resources, meeting deadlines, and ensuring that the project benefits the public. So, as a leader, you need to motivate your team, you need to solve problems effectively and efficiently, and ensure that the project is completed on time. So, you need to clearly manage the government projects. In many cases, projects require collaboration between multiple departments. So each with its own priorities and challenges will be there. So strong leaders, what they do, they're able to coordinate these efforts, ensuring that everyone is working towards the same goal while overcoming bureaucratic hurdles. So the coordinating different departments, that's a biggest challenge. And because of this only, most of the project actually getting delayed. So again, coming to engagement with communities, a successful leader in administration don't just ask, don't just work within the government. They engage with the community to understand their needs, and that will ensure that the government programs are aligned with the people's expectation. For example, if you're asked how you will lead a large government project which is aimed to improving rural healthcare, so what you can say, I'll tell my case. Okay, so from my side, I speak. So as a project leader, my first step would be to set clear goals and timelines for the project, ensuring that we meet deadlines while delivering quality healthcare services. I would also coordinate with multiple departments, including the health ministry and local government bodies, to ensure that resources are allocated efficiently. And finally, I would engage or consult with the community to understand their healthcare needs and make adjustment to the project based on their feedback. That will ensure that the initiatives has a long-lasting impact on society. In one of my interviews, I was asked about leading a rural development initiative that faced delays due to lack of coordination between the departments. So here again, I emphasize the importance of strong communication and regular check-ins with all the stakeholders to ensure that we stayed on track and overcame any challenges that arose during the project. If I want to give a personal experience, I'll give from one of my friend. See, in one of the interview, one of my friend was asked about a time when he had to lead a team in a difficult situation. So he again used the STAR method. This is a very common method. I hope you if you might have attended some coaching in any institute, you might have been taught about the STAR method, right? Situation, task, action, and result. So he was asked how you're going to lead a team in a difficult situation. So he explained that the project involved, improving sanitation facilities in rural areas. It was related to sanitation. So situation he explained. And he explained that his task was to lead a team of volunteers and coordinate with the local authorities to ensure that the project was completed on time. So task. And he said he organized regular team meetings, delegated responsibilities, and engaged with the local community to ensure that they understood the importance of situation. They understand the importance of the local community's engagement. They understand the importance of sanitation, and were involved in the process. So the action. And as a result, the project was completed successfully, and they saw a significant improvement in the village sanitation conditions. Result. He also connected this experience to the future role as a civil servant. That's what I told you. This is a learning. That learning you take for a future use, right? How can you use this experience in your future as a civil servant? Explaining that his ability to manage team, coordinate with stakeholders, and engage with the community will definitely help him to lead government project efficiently in future. So what I want to tell you in conclusion is, see, leadership is a very core competency for civil servants. They are expecting extreme, leadership qualities from you. And it's very important to demonstrate the key leadership qualities, which I've discussed already, like decision making, empathy, team management, and everything, and the ability to inspire others. So you can structure your answer by using simple STAR method, which will, help you to do it, and your responses, and you can use explain by using that, and you can highlight your leadership experience, and you can use that leadership experience, tell them that how it is going to help you in the future as a civil servant, whether you're leading a team in general administration or law enforcement. Always connect to previous leadership skills to the role of a civil servant. So guys, practice it. Again, practice is what makes perfect. Practice leadership questions and try to make sure that you follow the steps and you add the contents that I've discussed. So that's about this session. If you like the video, please share it with the friends who are going to give interview. Okay. And in case if you're looking for any one-to-one mentorship, you can get in touch with me. So see you in the next video. Thank you so much.